everybody, today I'm going to do a movie review. You see my hat right there says movie star, except it's missing an E there because I'm a movie star. Let me stop. Okay, so anyways, today's movie is based on The Hunger Games. Yes, so the movie came out this weekend. And it came out Friday night and I saw it Saturday night, because Friday night, in order for you to get in most cities, you had to buy your tickets in advance. You couldn't go to a movie theater and say, let me just get 2 tickets to see The Hunger Games. They'll be like, no, we're sold out. So yes, I went Saturday night. And let me just give a quick rundown what the movie was about. So yes, spoiler, if you don't want to know what happens because you haven't seen the movie, then like skip this, watch the movie, and then maybe you can go back to this. But if you want to know, then stay tuned. Okay, so the movie is about these districts. There's 12 districts, and then there's the capital, and it's based on like a futuristic scene. So, okay, so Katniss, she lives in District 12, which is the poorest district there is. She lives there and she's 16 years old, and she has a 12-year-old sister, and then her mom, and her dad died in some coal mining. Every year they do this thing called the Hunger Games and every district has to have a boy and a girl to join the Hunger Games, so 24 people in total. And basically you just go out like in the forest, all made up by the Capitol, so they monitor every move you do. And out of 24, only one survives. And that's how it works every year. And they do this yearly, and they've been doing this for 74 years as a reminder to the districts that the Capitol has all the power. Okay, so this year, you have to be 12. It's from 12 to 18. So this year, Primrose turned 12. And she volunteered and she puts 1 ticket. Now you can't put more than 1 ticket in exchange for grain and food and stuff. So, but Prim only put her ticket in once. Her sister, Katniss, put it in a total 20 times, even though this was not said in the film, but yes. Every year it increases. So 1 year, if you're 12, it's once. If you're 13, it's 2, and so on and so on. As I said earlier, you can put more in exchange for food and stuff. So, against all odds, Primrose was chosen, and her sister, she started panicking, so she volunteered, and as tribute. So it was her, and then some other boy named Peeta. And they volunteered, and they get them all ready, and they live like stars for like 2 weeks, because they go to the Capitol, they stay in this hotel, they eat all the food they can eat, and also they're trained. Okay, so it kind of reminds you of like Death Sentence Row, when when you're about to die and you're in death row, and then the last night you read whatever you want, kind of like that. Okay, so Haymitch is the one who trains them, and it's weird because in the book, Haymitch, ever since he sees her, he sees that she's special, but in the movie it came out a little bit like sexist. I might be wrong, but I kind of saw it that way because he was talking to Peeta, but not her at the beginning, like training her. Like he didn't really care for her up until he actually saw that she has potential. And then he kind of, went along with it and tried to help her out. He saw the potential in her. So, okay, then they go up in the tubes when it's time for the Hunger Games to begin. And they go up, and as soon as they're up in the tube, they start counting down from like a minute, or I think it's 40 seconds, all the way down to 0. And then there's like about a yard away or 2, there's like supplies there. You have to run and try to kill as many people as you can, because as I said, all 23 have to die, only 1 survivor. Okay, so then a lot of people died on the spot. As they got their supplies, they started killing some people. Then there was later on, there was like an alliance formed, the Careers, which I don't think they even mentioned the Careers in the movie. They showed them, but they didn't mention what they were. And it's basically people from District 1 and District 2 who are trained illegally to fight and then they volunteer when they're 18 and they're destined to kill. Okay, so they kind of like formed a little alliance, start killing people off. And then Candace, she's like all by herself, and you know, most people were by themselves. Okay, so then PETA decides to join the alliance, but basically it's to help Katniss out because they're kind of hunting her down because they can see her ability and how everybody's interested in her. So they find her, and apparently she's on a tree because she's a really good tree climber, and they can't get to the tree, so they kind of wait it out. They fall asleep, day comes, then Rue, which is the sweetest little girl ever, she's 12, she tells her, like, you know, oh, why don't you hit him with the... But basically they're genetically modified wasps that they're designed that they can give you deep hallucinations or even death. So basically she starts cutting it off and she gets bitten in the process and it falls down on the group and like 2 of them die. Okay, so they start dying off like that. Then she becomes really good friends with Rue, and then she dies because one of the people came and threw an arrow, and it was a really sad ending. Like, she died the way she died. She killed him, and then the guy killed Rue. Okay, so then they basically start dying off. Long story short, then they say that, oh, okay, so now we're changing the rules. It could be a boy and a girl from the same district that can survive. Okay, so then Candace decides to find PETA, who's very good at camouflaging, and she finds him under a bunch of rocks and whatever. And he's getting really sick. He has a fever. They send him a soup because, you know, people send them stuff if they like the person. So, yeah. Long story short, because I'm going to make this real quick, only one of the guys from the Alliance were there, because then they did this very big wolves kind of looking thing. I forgot what they're called. And they were sent out to attack them, and they kind of go up in this thing where all the supplies were originally. And they end up dying, and then only them 2 survive, and then they're like, oh, let's be a-holes and be like, oh, that whole thing about one girl, one guy, that's canceled. Now it's like the last survive, blah, blah, blah. May the odds be forever in your favor. Okay, and then, you know, they're going to eat these blueberries that are poisonous, which Foxface, which I forgot to mention, died from it earlier. She was really smart, but yeah, she did not know about that, and she died. She took it earlier from her, and they were going to poison themselves, and then they're going to stop, and then they let them live, and then the movie basically ends. And oh, by the way, Candace is like a love interest back at home, and she kind of like kisses PETA, so that's going to cause some confliction within the next movie. Okay, and that was the movie. Okay, basically, I really, really love this movie. It's really gruesome in the way that they just start killing each other off, and it's really sad, but it's really good because it kind of shows you what, like, people in power, they can kind of do to other people. They, you know, when you have a lot of power, that can turn you evil. Because, I mean, look at that. You know, every year just taking innocent lives like that. I thought it was a really good movie. One suggestion, well, it's already Sunday, so it's probably going to weigh down. Watch it somewhere, like, during the week. Or, you know, watch it early in the weekends. Because those tickets, they fill up fast. And I end up sitting in the front row. And I mean, unless you love sitting in the front row, I hate sitting in the front row. I'm usually the one sitting all the way in the back. And then, because I like seeing the movie just like this, but I was like this. And everything, all the images were going by fast. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to get a headache. This is terrible. I hate that. But unless you like it, you sit there. But if you don't like it, get there on time. Make sure you get your seats on time. But yes, that was my review, and yes, I give it 2 thumbs up. It was a great movie. If you haven't read the books, you're still gonna love it. And if you read the books, you're gonna love it even more, even though some details were not in the movie. But either way, you're gonna like it. Most of you guys will. All right, that's what I thought. If you wanted to know any questions or anything like that, or what you thought about the movie, liked it, didn't like it, let me know in the comments below. And take care. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.